Folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. We will not make any big statement today in the beginning, not today. Once again, a little bit busy, but I guess tomorrow I will have more time. However, let us talk a little bit about what they released today and why the markets are reacting like they are reacting, because in the past they reacted different. Let us start with some information. Well, today the highlight was the GDP Q4. 3.2% was Q3. They forecasted for Q4 2.6%, and we did 2.9%. That's really a good data, indicating that the US economy is doing well. Not perfect, but well. Initial jobless claims also declined. They forecasted 205,000, we did 186,000. Now usually that's something where I would say, wow, that's extremely bullish for the US dollar. But nothing is happening. Yeah, we went up a little bit, and maybe we are going a little bit more up with the US dollar, but it seems it wasn't enough to trigger on the US dollar just a little rally, for example, even if it would be a relief rally or something. So the big question is why? Well, why? Why are markets not reacting like we would expect that? Just because of all the narratives they launched. They covered everything. So everything is bullish. It doesn't matter what happens, everything is bullish. Just if we go back to end of 2021, and you remember when inflation started to go up, what was the narrative? You remember that? Inflation is good for you. That was the narrative. Yeah, it was a narrative that showed its face very quick, because it was, of course, bullshit. And the second one was then pivot. Just, if the market is going bad, of course, companies will lay off people, staff, and the unemployment rate will go up, the GDP will go down. And so worst case scenario, so that the Fed, while the inflation is going down, because of course unemployment rate high, people has less money to spend and to consume, so consumer goods will start to decline in price. That's a deflation effect, and so on and so forth. So they said, well, in such case, that's beautiful, because they need to print again, and that's what the market is hoping and praying every day, that they start to print again. Because, as mentioned, not only hedge funds and private equity firms adapted, and some of them even built a big imperium, or at least a big company, based on the printer money, the cheap money. I told you, because reward risk ratio and so on and so forth. So if the money is cheap and always available, you don't care that much about the risk. But if they start to reduce the supply and the circulating supply, and it's, because of the interest rates, also the money that you need to loan to invest, for example, is getting expensive, you will think twice if you are going to invest in a project that's really risky, right? So they said, hey, pivot. Everyone was talking about pivot. Everyone. Well, then the first data came out, and they noticed, okay, pivot could be hard. But the Fed was then the initiator of the third narrative, the soft landing. Yes, the soft landing. What does that mean? Well, we had inflation, we had some problems, But, you know, we will land very softly. Everything will be fine. That was like you had a bad night, but that's it. Tomorrow you will sleep well again. And that's not how it works. Because such kind of global disruptions, it's not going to be fixed in just 3 months or 4 months. The question is, how could happen that, and is there a risk that that comes back to us? Yes, it is. It is. So, however, with all these narratives they have in mind, they covered everything. So it doesn't matter what data they release. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's good. And that's why in my sarcasm I just said, even if we would start World War III, they would say, yeah, that's great. That's great. Because, of course, then the government will go over to a war economy and print again. They need to print again. And they will not care about debt, limitations, default, or whatever. They will just print. Of course, the money stream will be different. However, nobody cares. It will print. And that's just to fool you. I hope you get that, because in my opinion, the indicators are extremely clear that our system, our fiat system, but in general our economy, because of the mismanagement that happens in the past with our governments and with the central bankers, with all these printing cheap money, they created a lot of bubbles in different sectors of the industry, of the economy. And at the moment, a lot of money is just still coming from Japan because, you know, they don't have any kind of tightening monetary policy at the moment. So if you are a global company, you get your money from Japan and you use that money still trading in the markets or whatever you want. But even in Japan, the inflation, it seems, is still going up. And even, I guess, Japan likes more inflation than deflation. That could be also a problem. And also their options are extremely limited. So it's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And I'm not talking about 6 months, 9 months, or maybe 1 year, 2 years. It's going to be closer than we all think. And it can happen at any time. At any time. We have so many red flags. We have the Ukraine-Russia war. And only this one red flag, it's so huge because China is an ally of Russia. Venezuela is an ally of China. What do you think will happen in case that we have something like a scenario like World War III? What do you think will happen in case, for example, the US Air Force or even the German one sends planes just to control the borders of Ukraine, for example, and even cross the border, and the Russians, they don't know if that's an attack or it's just, you know, a normal, I don't know how to say in English, patrouille, just to fly around and to control that area, for example. That happens. And we remember what happened with Turkey and Russia years ago. They just attacked a plane and crashed that. So that could happen, and then it's over. That can happen at any time, and then it's over. It's the red line is coming closer and closer to us, and then it's over. Then US will lose the deal that it has with Venezuela, with the Venezuelan crude oil, something that I would expect anyway, because if China is going to open their industry and their economy again, they will demand crude oil a lot. So Venezuela is anyway just saying thank you very much, USA, for the deal, but I'm done with you because I hate you and you hate me. So, you know, that's one. But the second one is we still have a disruption of the supply chain, even if it went better, but it's still looking very weak. At the same time, the financial sector, and I'm talking about the global one, is also weakening. It's also looking with the monetary policy, they are underwater, like I said just before. And many people said, well, inflation peaked. Inflation is not just a roller coaster. Or yes, it is a roller coaster, a long one. It goes up, it declined a bit. It goes up, and so on and so forth. It declined a bit and more up. That's how it works. And you can check that. So just to say, hey, we are done, everything is fine, it will not happen. Unfortunately not. I mean, we are sitting in the same boat. I would love to say, hey, everything is fine. I can plan my next vacation. And to be honest, usually the order of my new SUV is for July, so I could lay down and say everything is fine. I will get my new car, we will make some vacation, maybe I can, spend more money, maybe make a new loan, credit, spend more money than I have with my credit card, because everything is fine like we had before. It's not going to happen, and Inspo is not doing it just because of that. Because that's a process doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And that's what some market actors, big guys, know, that their retailers also are always looking short term. And that's, in my opinion, the big trap. They know that we have so many red flags, just one need to implode, and it will trigger a market crash. And I said that today to an analyst on Twitter and bro, and I'm convinced that's going to happen. We will not have that crash. We will not have that crash where everything collapses and that's it. No, we will have crashes. We will crash like COVID crash, go up a little bit to recover and crash again because something else triggered afterwards. We can have 3-4 crashes. If you check the history with all the economic crises we had in the past, in the beginning we had the crisis, afterwards 2 decades, another crisis. Then 15 years later, another crisis. Then 10 years. So the period of time from one crisis to the other was reducing in time. I hope you know what I mean. So the period of time was shorter than afterwards. And that's usually also indicating that the whole system, what we know, is coming to an end. And I think all the great reset, and it's part of it, because it's not they won the crash. They did a lot of money with the print down all the time. They would love to do it, but they know it's not possible anymore. They know it. And many people out there know it. But of course, many retailers are ignoring it, maybe because they don't see the whole scenario. And that's, hopefully, I try to provide exactly that. I try to, to give you enough view of the whole scenario so you can generate this feeling for the whole situation and environment we are right now, because it's absolutely not looking good, absolutely not. And I would love to say it's looking good. Yeah, we will have a soft landing and everything, you know, will be fine, but it doesn't look like. Absolutely not. So now let us talk about the market. I need just a little bit of water. So let us go and let us take a look what the wealth ratio 30 days moving average is doing. And yes, finally that's indicating that the preparation is done, and from now on I would expect a higher sell pressure. At the moment nothing is happening, like really nothing is happening. At least nothing I would expect related to the wealth ratio 30 days moving average. I think we need a little bit more patient, and also here I have the feeling that they know something that we don't. And I mean, yeah, we have a lot of red flags, but which of them will explode or implode or whatever, I really don't know. And I'm not sure, is that only crypto relevant or for the whole markets? Also something I don't know. I have told you that on SPY they are just trading options with 6 hours of expiry. That's casino, that's gambling, and I mean, absolutely unusual for an asset like SPY. That's just indicating that also here they don't trust the day after, because they don't know what's going to happen next. And I'm not sure what is happening behind. Unfortunately, not sure if that's something related to Ukraine, Russia, or they are expecting something else. I really don't know. But it would surprise me, and that would be almost the first time, if the wealth ratio 30 days moving average is not having any effect to the price. So we will see. Even I'm expecting a correction at 21.5, and then we need to see, but I'm expecting that since a week almost, and it's not happening. And now we are Thursday, Friday, you remember they did it twice. 2 weeks ago, Thursday, they started to push up hard. Last week, Friday, 1-2 hours before they closed the session in Wall Street, what happened? They pushed once again hard. So we will see from now on until tomorrow if they want to push up hard or to push down hard, or 21.5 or 25. I don't know. Not at the moment. So if we take a look now to the wealth ratio 30 hours moving average and to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that, let me zoom out a little bit more, that is more helpful. Then we can see that it's in an upward trend. It's pushing up more, while the price is not really reducing. So in my opinion, the whole thing we see here, they reached a level where they can distribute and they feel comfortable there, but they are not dumping the price. Well, they just dump the price when these guys wants to buy the next dip. Otherwise, if you want to sell a product, would you sell more even if you know you have a lack of demand? You will push down the price? I guess not. And that's how it feels here. It feels like these guys are, since we reached the level of 21k, selling, but yeah, the price is doing the opposite, because as we know, they used futures and even BUSD weights were very active, pushing the price up, while Tether and USD were unloading. So if we take a look to the wealth ratio 30 hours moving average, we can see it went up and declined afterwards, usually also here indicating they let the price go up, and that's what the price did. And we need to see what's going to happen next. I mean, related to the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, it doesn't look like they really want to push up hard, to let the price dump. Not at the moment. They push up, they start to sell, then they let the price go up once again, then they start to sell. That's pure distribution in my opinion. But so let us go forward. Well, also here, nothing big happening, absolutely nothing big. If we start to disable stablecoins, we can see, yeah, okay, I mean, from here it went up a little bit, but nothing, really nothing. If we check, I mean, we remember what we have seen just before, right? Now we are talking here, for example, they sent, just before they pushed up, 2,350 bitcoins. Is that coincidence? I mean, how do you know just before they start to push up hard that you can unload 2,400 bitcoins? And why? Why should you do that if you can go even higher? That's the big question. Why? I don't know. So afterwards they sent another 2,500 bitcoins, and that's it. So since today the maximum was here 1,200 bitcoins. That's it. That's absolutely it. It's like, hey, let us distribute there. And I still don't know why. I mean, they did the same at 15.6. They did the same at 17K, and now they are doing the same at 23K. I don't know. I really don't know. So if we check here, we can see that some stablecoins, we had here withdrawal of 300 million, at the same time inflow 240 million, now indicating 100 million less and 370 million coming in, indicating for me we will go up. But I don't know. I mean, maybe they are not even expecting to go up. Maybe they are expecting, hey, we will go down, so I'm ready to absorb as much as I can. I don't know. At the moment, it's really, really difficult to say what's going to happen next. It's really, really difficult to say what's going to happen next, because the whole situation, the whole market, this rally was mainly 80%, 85% mainly driven by futures. So it's really difficult. And yeah, we see that fresh money is coming in to absorb, I guess, or to push up. That's something we know. They have still sell orders at 25K. The question is 25K the top, or is 23 the top because they tried several times and they failed? I don't know. Also here, the maximum outflows today was here 760 bitcoins. So much less than what we are receiving, but however, even what we are receiving is not huge. Let's go forward. So let us zoom out. First, we can see that the funding rate maintains almost positive. So if we take a look, it's indicating that since December the funding rate is lifting up slowly, but it's lifting up. At the same time, the open interest declined a lot, went up, down, and now it's recovering a little bit. And well, leverage ratio did almost the same, went down, went up, and it's going down. And even stablecoin reserves on derivative exchanges are not lifting up. So if we take a look here, for example, we can see that yesterday, before this pump and dump, they sent here 220 millions, and then here another 260 millions. But yeah, that's almost it. Here another 140 millions. It seems they are not cashing out yet. Let me check. What is that? Well, 200 millions in outflows, but doesn't look like. If we check bitcoins related, 2,200 bitcoins was the maximum. Also here, nothing big. While we had, yeah, almost the same in outflows. Here, the last hour, 860 bitcoins in and 1,900 bitcoins out. Also here, nothing happening. Yeah, we can see that here open interest was recovering, now declining, because they are also, it seems, still liquidating some shorts and longs. Leverage ratio just declining, funding rate as mentioned still pushing up, indicating they are demanding more longs. Yesterday they liquidated 1,100 bitcoins in longs and 2,100, well, let us say 2,200 bitcoins in short. So because many were just expecting, okay, high leverage, let us go, and that's wrong. That's not what I would do. But even with this tiny ranges, they are liquidating all this long, something that I just guess. Imagine the price would go down back to 15.6 from here. Oh my god. So yeah, Binance, let us also here zoom out on Binance. Also here, for example, open interest declining, leverage ratio declining, and flat in funding rate, something I don't get. However, blockchain whispers. Let us check what blockchain whispers is indicating here. Well, shorts less, so longs are coming back once again. We have 55 to 40, 55, well, I would say 56 to 44, and the same on Ethereum. So bullish. They are expecting the price will go up. Or even on Bitfinex, more longs coming in, shorts reducing. So yeah, that's the big question. Who is behind? Is that mainly retailers going long or more the big whales? Something we need to see. I mean, we can see that. We can take a look here. That's, if I'm right, the proportion of net long and short total account, the 20% users with the highest margin balance. So, and these guys, of course, let us check if we can see, for example, the last days. And they are in favor of longs. Yeah, they were more in favor of shorts, but at the moment more in longs. And that's, let me check, the proportion of net long and net short positions to total open positions of the top 20% users with the highest margin balance. And also here, yeah, much long than short, also much long. So they are expecting to see the next right to the upside, I guess. Yeah. So okay, that explains also why blockchain whispers is indicating that. Let us take a look to, and now I have 35 credits. Yesterday I had 2, you remember? So if we, hello, oh no, I have 0. I had 35 credits. No, I don't have any credits anymore. But, oh Jesus. Okay. Oh no, come on. Well, what you see here at the moment is that on the long side we have much more long liquidation positions, so clusters, than on the short side. What does that mean? one cluster position is one future position with a margin and liquidation price. If we see a lot of liquidations, the big question is, and I guess I don't, that's something I really don't know, if we have also algos longing and letting the positions, because I think that algos would make short-term positions. So I think that should be positions who stay there for longer. In such case, retailers are on the long side, because we have much more volume in positions than on the right side. Whales, less positions, more money. Long retailers, less volume, more positions, more people. I need to do it, but I don't have bitcoins. Use something else. So yeah, that's it. Let us go to the next one. So here's my chart, my CBD chart, where I have the BTC USDT on Binance. Then I have here, I will show you BUSD, and here only USD. Someone asked me, hey Inspo, could you show us how to set up this chart? Yeah, I will show you. So we go to BTC USDT 4, and usually, okay, let us start from 0, and you go to indicators, CBD, and let us start with the aggregated, the aggregated CBD, for example. That's aggregated, means you have different pairs here, USDT, USD, and BUSD. So then you can use, for example, the standard one, CBD. That would be this one. That's then BTC USDT, for example. Let us go a little bit up. And we need a third one. That would be the CBD, aggregated CBD spot again. And now we go to settings, and we start to disable everything what's not BUSD. So everything. So now we have the aggregated CBD with BUSD, and we do here the same with USD. And now we have the CBD related to the USD pair. You know, Coinbase, Bitfinex, I think Gemini is also, Gemini, Kraken, Bittrex, Bitstamp, Bitfinex. So, and then if you want also the CBD for coin margin contracts in stablecoins, you can add them as well. And that's it. That's the whole story. Then you can really track what they are doing on Binance. Binance, the exchange with the highest liquidity. And you can see once again that Tether, BTC Tether pair is down, only down. BUSD doing what the market did, and USD went up and maintained there. They didn't push up more. That was pure buy BUSD. So that's the whole story behind. I hope that was useful for you. So if we check here, for example, right now, that's the 30 minutes time frame. Yeah, that's another thing. If you use CBD, don't use CBD with more than 30 minutes. Sometimes you can use 1 day, 1 hour, but 30 minutes should be the max. Sometimes 15 minutes. I'm switching between 30 minutes, 50 minutes, and 5 minutes. 5 minutes just to see, for example, if we are coming closer to a resistance or support area, what the market is doing, if they are selling more, or what the algos are doing, because almost, I would say, I don't know, about 60% of all what you see here, I would say, are linked to algos. So we can see here, for example, once again, let me show you. Oh, we have, okay. Once again, BTC USDT. Then we can see BUSD maintained. It's going down. USD went up, down, up, and also now down. Doing exactly the same what Bitcoin collateral futures are doing, and with a delay also USDT, or at least the stablecoin futures as well. So nothing have changed since this morning, but since we are in that level, they are with Bitcoin collateral futures right now maintaining the price, and with stablecoin futures everything else looks more declining, indicating algorithm are using the opportunity to sell more. That's what we see here. That's the BTC USDT, and now that's the aggregated, means everything is selected. And also here we can see what they are doing. They are just reducing. You know, it's exactly the same while the price maintains. It's not David Copperfield behind. So Binance, why do I have another one? Binance. Sorry. That's BUSD. Oh, that's BUSD. Yeah, I created one, and USDT. So I just have the whole view of all three pairs, then BUSD versus aggregated, and USDT versus aggregated. So if we go forward, Bitfinex, that could explain why on Bitfinex the longs are coming back. They hedge, so they sell spot, they buy futures, they go long. Kraken once again up only. Bybit, nothing changed, so also here still the same. Coinbase, really surprising me, to be honest. So they use the opportunity to push up, and they are declining. So it will, yeah, it feels like someone on Coinbase wants to sell. Bitstamp, as usual, up only. And Gemini, well, Gemini went down, pushed up, and now it seems it was decline, while the price maintains. The price maintains. Yeah, if you take a look here, that's almost a mirror of the price. Let us go up, and check that. And that's stablecoin margin contracts. So that means they are using stablecoin margin contracts. And let us, we can see here BUSD as well. Didn't know that. That's crazy. That's really crazy. That's a copy. Yeah, they used with different pairs and stablecoins. They just use stablecoin futures and so on to push the market, but that's nothing new, right? So retailers pushing up a bit more. Also here, not here, they are declining. Also here they declined, now going up a little bit more. We need to check if they are really buying right now, the market maker. It would surprise me. And this guy is not doing anything. So let Let's go there to the next one. We can see these guys. Ah, yeah, they received more wallets. They received more wallets from. Okay, they received more wallets. They declined. It's the same. Where are these wallets coming from? So if we had here almost 1,923 wallets. Now we have 1,946, 23 wallets more. So someone should miss those 23. Let me check here. That was beginning of January. In the beginning of January, 110, and they have 108 now, so 2 less. Those with 100 to 1,000 bitcoins and their wallets, they had in the beginning of January 14,097 wallets, 14,097, and they have now 17 wallets less. The question is, so if we take a look, for example, to the entity with 10 to 100 bitcoins, they had 138,860. Well, unchanged, almost just 20,000 wallets more. So I really don't know. It seems that those with 100 to 1,000 wallets, they purchased more and they shifted to market maker entities, while we received 2 of the big ones with 10 to 100,000 bitcoins. But really interesting, and it seems, because I mean we just received 20 wallets, I guess they bought as well. Otherwise it doesn't make sense. The question is, why buy? Why these guys didn't buy, for example, it's you know, at 70k? Why are they buying now? I mean, we are not talking about huge amount, but since January 4th they had 4,550,000, and now they have 70,000 bitcoins more. I mean, it makes sense, because if you are getting 2 wallets from the big guys with 10,000 to 100,000, we can see what it changed there. They had 2,330,000, and now they have 2,290,000. So 30,000 bitcoins came from them, 2 wallets. So it makes sense, yeah. It's I think they didn't, maybe they bought 3,000, 4,000 bitcoins or something. I guess, but that's now a guess, because otherwise I need to spend more time to check, and even then it's not really accurate. Stable coins, exchange net flow still indicating they are cashing out. Here once again, since we reached the level of almost 21,000, less futures, more spot. So it seems, and that's my theory, they triggered the FOMO and they are unloading. They don't need to use futures at the moment, and people are buying right now, I guess retailers, and that explains why their entities are lifting up once again. Nothing to see here. We received stable coins. The Bitcoin reserves on centralized exchanges are lifting up once again, but peanuts. I mean, 4,000 bitcoins, that's nothing. I need to refresh the site. 30 minutes already. Oh, Jesus. We need Phoenicia. Also, I need Phoenicia. So, nothing to see here. Market is maybe stabilizing something, I don't know, even if it's declining more, but not that much like before. Yeah, and that's almost it. We can see Binance and Coinbase both are really active. Also from miners, nothing happening. So Coinbase still there waiting at 25k. Now they reinforced the wall at 24,500. Otherwise, yeah, nothing. I mean, 21,700, 21. The next bigger one would be here at 15.5. So absolutely nothing. Bitstamp, also here nothing. Some volume at 19.5, and that's it. Oh, I hate that. Guys, come on. It's not that difficult to create a web page with a lot of data. Look that. I mean, that's a gamer PC, but it takes a little bit of time. So BTC USDT on Binance. Possible that's spoofing, but at the moment limiting the way up between 23.5 and 24, and still waiting here at 25k. Otherwise also waiting here at 21,600 or at 20k, but this one looks big. Also possible that spoofing 22,400. Also some orders there, but nothing big. So let us go to BTC BUSD. Also here we have 22,500. Also here we have 23.8, 24, the next one 24.5, and another 25. So 25 looks solid. But, you know, 25 first and then down, or I don't know. I really don't know. So the next bigger one would be at 20,500, otherwise waiting at 19,000. Bitfinex spot. Bitfinex also here, for example, they have something at 26, they have something at 25, nothing big. At the same time, 21,500, 21, 19, 18, 17, and so on and so forth. They are limiting the way down while they are selling. So OKEX nothing. OKEX swap still at 17k waiting. Kraken also here at 25k waiting, otherwise also at 24k, and the next limitation to the downside 21,400, otherwise 20k. Bybit BTC USD nothing, and Bybit BTC USDT also nothing. Bitmax limiting the way down at 21,800, otherwise waiting at 20,200. Oh, that's interesting. Look that they triggered both at 23,400 and 23,800, and still waiting at 25,000. That's really interesting. So Binance Futures, also here on Binance Futures, still waiting here with a short order at 24,800. Here some volume as well to short. Next bigger long order 22,500, and here between 20,319. Bitfinex derivatives also limiting the way up at 24, so waiting there for a short order or buy order at a long order at 22.4. The next one, but I don't know. They are shorting, it seems. Algos are shorting there. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, I'm not sure if that's valid, but 25 and 19.2, and also here like Bitfinex, they are shorting, the traders, the market traders are shorting there. Deribit, also very interesting what they are doing, removing the wall at 25k, instead limiting the way down at 22,500, 22, then 21,800 and 20,000 and 19.6. Yeah, that's it. Let us go forward.